No, it's not necessary.
No, except the girl says otherwise. I mean, you should show it to her first.
You guys don't even know
Offer her.
Don't press her
No matter where it's from.
Don't press her breast.
No.
Did you mean her by the roadside?
Breast pressing verse. Hey guys, okay, sorry. So on my way here, I had a random thought and I wanted to share with you guys. And since we're here on this table, let's just hash it out, right? Okay. So my question is, do you guys feel like it is selfish for a person to take their own life? Now, I'm coming at you this because I recently just started reading something and I realized that surprisingly, we're one of the top 6 highest countries with suicide rates. Present. Okay. And this is from 2016 till now.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, not surprised.
I won't be surprised.
Why are you not surprised?
Okay, you know in this country. I don't understand.
Oh, wait, look, I'm trying not to laugh because I mean it's a serious topic, but I'm trying not to laugh about it. But I mean, I do understand that honestly, being in Nigerian is bad. Being a Lagosian can be tough because I've only lived in Lagos all my life. And I know that being here, hustling is not easy, especially when you're a young person. And God, Jesus Christ. By the time you wake up at 6:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes 4 in the morning, to go out to go and get your daily bread, come back, you are tired. Let's not even talk about the stress of if it's not downfall or car or Uber, something will stress you along the way. But it still doesn't add up sometimes to wanting to take your own life. You know, I feel like there should be more to it. But this is just my opinion on it. I'm still actually eager to know what everyone else thinks.
I need to cut you short. First of all, that statistics is very wrong. Because if it's true statistics, I mean, that means they omitted me.
They omitted you?
They didn't count me.
How?
Yeah, because I was suicidal in 2018. Like, legit suicidal and selfish. So, selfish is another word for, how do I put it now? It's not a word, let me just say that, because staying alive would actually be selfish when you are in that position.
Okay. When
you are in that suicidal position, it's like you are doing the world a favor. That's how it feels. Okay. And it felt rather. And in my case, trust me, I don't know how I got out. I know it's God that got me out. I know it's God. And my home training. Because I didn't have, so I'm this guy that usually fantasizes about, okay, if I have 20 million, this is what I would do, blah, 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 blah. If I have 5 million, it just motivates me to do stuff. But in that case, these things legit didn't matter. Because, I mean, my thought was, everybody will still die last year, so what's the use? You get? And guess what triggered it? The $auto bridge that got burnt.
Okay.
That year.
That's what triggered it.
It did not even relate to me. It did not relate to me.
But it
triggered it. So if I tell somebody this was what happened, suicide is not something that just happens. It's something that grows, something that happens over time. Comes from failed relationships, failed job, failed opportunities, missed opportunities. It's just
pressure, basically.
Serious pressure. So in that point, the only way I could describe myself was being in a drum with a cover that I could not open. And each time I tried to open it, everywhere was dark. So you get. So for me, it was not selfish. It was me doing the world a favor.
All right, but I want to actually hear what Vanessa has to say about this, darling.
Thank you. So first of all, when you say doing the world a favor, I mean, I don't get it. What do you mean by doing the world a favor? Taking your own life.
After all, I don't matter. After all,
says who?
I'll be less. Says me. Says that.
At that particular point.
Says
in
that.
That's. I think that's the first problem. For some people who are suicidal, they feel like, okay, they can read other people's minds. Now, you're already speaking on behalf of people.
Yeah, because
you feel like...
because it's action-reaction. It's what the feedback they get from people.
Wait, Vaso, let's hear what she has to say first. Just give a sec.
So you said it's action, reaction,
Yeah.
the feedback they give to you. How many people have you encountered in your life to actually think the whole world needs to, you know, be at peace when you go? Like you're doing them a favor. Is it your family members or now, or just the world as a whole?
At that point, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so here's the thing. What I think about it being selfish or not is it's a two-way thing. So when you say selfish as a word, you're talking about yourself. It's all about you, nothing else. Selfish in the sense that, first of all, somebody gave you that life. That is God. And then somebody made that life possible, or people made it possible. That's your family, your parents. Now, some people saw you through that life. That's maybe your siblings. Do you understand? Why are you guys laughing? That's
swelling up.
That's your siblings. So, if you are taking your own life, have you considered those people you're leaving behind, how they would feel, your family members, or who brought that, who gave you that life? You take your own life, and then what's God supposed to say? I gave you that life. You don't have the right to take it.
Okay.
Did you hear the part
No.
where I said
Wait.
nothing
I'm
else
not done.
matters?
I'm not done. So I'm saying it's a two-way thing. It can be selfish in one sense and not selfish in the other sense. Now, not selfish in the sense that at the end of the day, it's your life. You can do whatever you please with it. It's your life. That's why I said it is not selfish, because it's about you. You have the right to do whatever you want with your body. But it's selfish in the sense that you have to consider people around you too. Somebody gave you that life. Somebody saw you through that life. Somebody made that life possible. Have you thought about how your mother will feel when you go, or how people who genuinely care about you would feel when you go?
She said she's a doctor, and she shouldn't be talking like that, because someone who has a mental issue should not be saying it's selfish.
That's my point.
Coco has
Wait,
lifted
chill.
her
Let me
hand.
ask
Let
Coco. Let's
Coco
ask
speak.
Coco.
Okay.
And then I'll go next.
And then I'll go after you again, because
Yeah,
there are no
okay.
things.
Exhale.
Just breathe.
Inhale,
Sweetheart, take it easy. Coco, love, take it easy.
Before I will say anything,
Spinning that thing and she's going to hit it on my head.
Wait, she looks like she looks like she's ready to toss at someone.
praise the Lord.
Goodness, we're in trouble.
Sorry.
You're saying taking your life is being selfish and not selfish at the same time. Let me tell you something about anxiety. There are two types of anxiety. We have the normal anxiety, and we have anxiety disorder. Normal anxiety, you go to a place you are supposed to audition for, and then you feel
So
scared.
being nervous and scared.
Anxiety disorder is a situation where you sit in a particular place, or you are in a group of people, and you're thinking, will this person actually accept me? Will this person love me? Will this person hate me? That's what the anxiety disorder is. And that's what my situation is. I sit at times at home when I'm not doing anything. I am talking to a spiritual person. When I don't accomplish my goals. Yes, while growing up,
I was gonna say that. Like, can you just like?
while growing up, I
Breathe a lot.
I say, yes, I'm going to bring in Oscar, Ines. And then my family wasn't supportive of it. That's how it started growing. That's how anxiety disorder started growing.
True.
I'm not saying this to boast. Yes, the Bible says when you take your life, you're going to hell because you have a question to answer to God for taking your life. It's an abomination to take your own life. In the Bible, it's selfish. But as a human being that God has created, He gave us one particular thing, a choice to do whatever you want. Do you understand? Now, the fifth time I took my life. Probably God wants...
You attempted to take your life.
Yeah. I took, not... Like, I was dead. For the 5th time, I was dead. It means taking and drinking so many things because of anxiety disorder. So I won't say it's a selfish thing to do, because the society, you sitting and the society, you thinking the society won't accept you as a person is a big problem. It's a big problem to you, to your soul, to everything you have. So I don't think it's a selfish thing to do.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh yes, taking your life," that's not the best thing for you to do. It's something that you can. It's not that easy. It's not fucking easy to just leave that anxiety disorder or depression, whatever you have. It takes my mom when she sees it happens, she would say, take a sleeping medicine, sleep, and when you sleep and wake up, you will get better. That's an African mentality. People saw it as a spiritual problem. I've gone to MFM, I've gone to Redeem, I've fasted. It's not going. It's not going. So it's the ability to control it. That is the solution. So I think taking your life is not selfish. I would have jumped off from a building and say, okay, I didn't have that opportunity because of the people who surrounded me and knew what I was going through. Okay. So I don't think it's ourselves.
Fair enough.
So I don't think taking your life is selfish reason. Someone asked, I was on set 3 weeks ago, and someone asked me, she said, why are you so happy? Why are you always happy?
People that ask that question have a lot of problems.
Trust me.
Actually, I've been asked as well.
In my mind, I said, only if you know I have a mental issue, you won't be asking this question rather, because you're sitting, you're smiling, and 1 minute and you're frowning, and you're thinking a lot of things. And I told her, I responded, I said, because I want to be happy. If I'm not happy, I'll be dead. That's the question. That's the answer I actually told her. I don't think taking your life is a selfish reason. To people, they might see it as a selfish reason, but for me, it's not that easy.
Fair enough. I think generally, in the conversation of is suicide a selfish thing or not, whose perspective are you coming from, first of all? In fact, I think the idea of saying suicide is selfish is actually very ignorant.
Yeah, it's actually ignorant.
Because to begin with, it doesn't help anybody. Somebody has tried to kill themselves. It's just like, I saw this back in the day when I used to check Linda Ikeji's blog. Some guy had tried to jump off of 3rd Milan Bridge, and rescuers had come and they helped him. And they slapped him before, like, if you see the way the policeman, like, the picture that was taken was literally, you know that was the slap definitely landed on his face. Like, are you out of your mind? It is a crime, obviously, to try and kill yourself in Nigeria. Like, that is...
Which is messed up.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
You
actually lock you up.
Like,
Yeah, for doing that. Like, so if you're trying to kill yourself, you better die. Because if you don't die, it's you and Nigerian government. And that is very problematic. Like, okay, it's funny. We're making it seem like you can make somewhat light of it, but it's a very, very problematic thing. The fact that you even think that you should have the conversation. Somebody has tried to kill themselves. Do you know what it is?
It's not
has
overnight.
been through. Yeah, it's you go through so much before you get to the point where
That
you want to
breaking point.
kill yourself. It's like, okay, I've tried everything, and everything is not working or has not come to fruition, or like I've not been able to achieve what it is. Vasu mentioned something that he feels like he's at peace, or that you'll be better off. Everyone else will be better off without you. It's not a
You're gone, so you don't know anything happening. But there's a chain reaction. You're sending somebody else into depression. That person will most likely kill herself or himself, and then the thing goes on and on like that. Who does it help? Nobody.
Like, it's not something that you say, oh, because you're trying to be cool or because you're trying to gain points with your friends and family. It's literally you sitting down. Sometimes you don't necessarily know how to tell people, especially here or in Nigeria where we are. You don't know how to tell everybody. Sometimes you do subtle things as a cry for help, as a, okay, give me assistance. Like, I've just said this one thing and somebody laughs it off. That was your cry for help. Yeah. You didn't get that help.
People don't understand.
You look exactly, which is
they will
still
not even
what it is that I'm
try
saying.
to make them understand, they will not want
Yeah,
to.
because you are not. It's not about wanting to. And another thing is, and I'm Christian, so it's not as if I'm displacing God's position or whatnot or whatnot. But sometimes, I'm coming to tell you something. Your response shouldn't be, which is why, I mean, generally, I feel like going to your pastor for some exactly particular kinds of assistance, unless your pastor is literally a therapist or a psychotherapist or a psychologist or whatever it is. They have no business with that. Your pastor...
That
doesn't help you. Yeah, they tell you, go and fast, go and pray. Hello, that in itself can even aggravate it. Like, when you're thinking about people who... Suicide comes from different stages of mental health issues that have either really, really deteriorated, or you personally are just at that point where it's just like the last form of relief for yourself and for everybody else. Now, when you are in that moment, you're not thinking about mommy and daddy.
This feeling of helplessness, you can't do anything, you don't feel like doing anything, you're not interested in anything.
As such, you're not thinking about, oh, that's
why it comes off as selfish. No, but
wait. Let me explain, or let me get my points across. You're not thinking about other people because you are the one that needs help. You don't say to the person who has just had an accident that, oh, this is not even a good correlation, but this is the only thing that my mind is thinking of. You're not going to say, oh, protect your phone. Nah, nigga, I just had an accident. I'm not thinking about my phone. I'm the one who needs help.
So when you're selfish, not thinking about doing the world a favor, you're not doing the world a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. Because you feel like you have to probably run from something or hide from something. You're doing yourself a favor, not the world.
Listen.
All you think about is your peace of mind, because it's a disorder. It's not that easy to get over.
From your perspective, you need help. From where it is, from this portion of the table, you are thinking about it literally as you helping people. Because, let me give you an easy thing. Somebody, especially once again, we're in this portion of the world, a lot of us are not privileged. The people who are actually privileged in Nigeria are only maybe like a certain 1%. The middle class does not exist. So at some point, we were cracking a joke earlier about all of us having entered buses. I can dress up and be a baby girl, but I've been in bus, I've entered Danfo, I've entered, and everybody here has done that.
I still enter bus now.
Exactly. There's not a big deal in that. From your perspective, from that point of the table, you are literally seeing it as you assisting people. If you come from a family where there are 11 of you, for example, or there are 10 of you, even as little as 5. 5 is a lot of kids. And they are paying school fees for Kolade, they're paying school fees for Badejo, they're paying school fees for Shokpe, they're paying school fees for Chinelo. You now come, daddy has already planned, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a accountant, okay, you.
Architect.
Like, they've planned.
You're actually even taking it too far.
No, I'm even you trying to use it to give.
I'm saying you walk up to somebody and you're sharing your problem with the person. And the expression the person is giving you.
Exactly, is not.
Like you're bothering the person.
If I was coming to, and I'm not slighting you, and I'm not attacking you or anything like that. If she didn't explain her perspective, obviously he said his first, but if she didn't now break her points down, as well. if she was not someone, or if she had not made that decision that, okay, I'm going to use this as a means of helping myself, sometimes even speaking or saying things out takes it off of your chest. If you don't know that perspective, you don't know anything about it. And we're having this discussion, and you've shared your perspective and your point, which is fine. It's not as if you cannot share your perspective or your point of view. But do you see how that perspective will still make her go and sit down and feel a certain type of way?
Like
so I can't, exactly. I can't still come and talk to you. And that's generally the vibe that a lot of Nigerian parents or Nigerians, even therapists and doctors, which is, it can be a bit like counterproductive that you're supposed to be the one. It's just like, even in the legal profession as well, like if there are things that you as a legal practitioner cannot assist yourself, how then do you expect your clients to have confidence in you? You are going through this problem. Am I going to now be the one to now come and tell you that same problem and you're going to assist me? It's not going to be easy for me to speak to you about that thing. It's not going to be easy for me to like open up to you about that point of view. When somebody comes, sometimes even, especially in Nigeria, sometimes your sickness, your ailment, your thinking may just be money. Really and truly. I saw a tweet by a therapist, a white babe. I'm sorry, let me just finish.
All right.
And she was literally saying that for some of her patients, for some of them, when you sit down and go through everything, you just realize that it's funds that they need. So if I come to you every other weekend, I've been coming to Daddy Tajo, hey Daddy, hey Joema Binu, I need small money. Maybe they gave you 5K today. You come again next week. You're just like, let me not bother this person. Do you understand how, like, you're not, you if you don't exist, that problem or that need of you wanting that money, small urgent 2K from Daddy Taju is not going to be there. So Daddy Taju is not going to have to be inconvenienced that, but maybe not, I have my own bukata, I have my own people who are behind me who I need to sort out. He's not going to be thinking about you, which is where they would come from in, okay, I don't want to. And then sometimes again, okay, I'm going to sit down and tell my mommy all of these things that have happened to me. Then that person will now go back, perhaps I was not a good enough mother. Maybe if I was there. All of these things are what even people who are like suicide, if you read, I mean, these things happen on Twitter. We see it all the time. If you read like the notes that the people who have died write, like you see that they talk about how their parents or their family or XYZ couldn't really prefer the assistance that they really would have liked for them to prefer, and all of them. He's my daddy.
Sister-in-law. God bless you. Hallelujah. So praise the Lord.
What she just said.
She did quite passionate. She couldn't stop talking. My God, I was like, choke me.
Now, once that thing comes, you start shivering, your hands start shaking, you start crying for no reason. A lot of things are going through your mind. There was a time I was in the hospital because I drank. And the person I called my best friend told my boyfriend, listen, leave her, let her die. She thinks say she get money where she could go hospital every time.
Just let it out, brother.
People are very intense today. So to you, I get how everything might be upsetting, how people talk about, maybe they don't agree with your line of thoughts, and that's fine. Everybody has, that's why we're here anyway, talking about different things. So you feel like in that moment where you are thinking, oh, I want to end my life, I want to get rid of this feeling, you don't think deep down somewhere it might be a bit selfish?
No. We have no reason, no doubt, no thought, everything. We just, you know what the word called peace. We just want to be.
That's it. You just want rest.
I guess, but
So-
even if you want to be at peace, you have to also think that, because I believe no one has a loveless life. I don't know. Let me not say I don't.
No, so I can.
I
let me
believe
answer
the
that.
average person.
Somebody
Can I answer
dies,
that for
you
you?
cry.
Can I
You
answer
cry
that for
for
you?
1 month.
Right?
You cry for 2 months.
Even 1 year,
You cry
sir.
for 3 months.
You
The
move
next
on.
month, what do?
You move on.
So let me
That's
answer.
what
Let me
we
answer.
want.
Let me actually answer
Yeah,
your
but
question.
what
After
do
you,
you
please.
feel, Chills? I'm sorry. I've listened to everybody saying. So
No
I
problem.
feel like when you do that, yeah, don't you feel like there's a part of your action that might create a chain reaction? Because you could take your life, and then let's say, for example, your mom, that maybe you felt wasn't listening to you, or she wasn't taking you seriously, and then one day she just wakes up and she's like, oh my God, my daughter is gone. She told me she was feeling this way. So many times she tried. I didn't take her seriously. Then that person, it doesn't have to be your mom, it could be a friend, it could be anybody close to you. And then you taking your life out of maybe them not being considerate or not listening to you, puts them in that same depressed situation you are
Exactly.
in.
That should be a lesson.
But it's not a lesson.
no
Let me-
lesson at the end
To
of the
us,
day.
it's been that's the thing. To us, it's been a lesson. We have spoken to you. We poured out our mind to you. You didn't listen. So our brothers, our sisters, while we are gone, that same lesson we left with you. That is what you are going
But
to
what
do.
I'm
You know, there's a saying that a girl is single when she's interested in a guy.
okay.
If she's not interested, she's in a relationship. Now,
I haven't heard that, but keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't mind them. I've heard
So
you.
just imagine I'm chiking duck right now,
Okay.
and she's in a relationship,
All right.
and she
I'm in a
feels,
relationship.
and she feels,
Sweet, that relationship has to end because
she
I'm coming
feels I
through.
am more of a better option for her.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
thinks about her kids, she thinks about the sweet words and everything, and she dumps that dude for me. Possibly I knew, but I didn't care, because all I want is the sweetness in front of me.
Preach.
Now, just take that
Words,
analysis and dump it on suicide.
No, I
No.
can't. I
Listen
can't.
Listen to me.
I
Listen to
have
me.
something I
Now-
can actually say for that.
Now, when in that position, the goal is not always everyone else.
So
My
here's
piece.
the thing. Yeah.
So
that's
it's
the
selfish.
thing.
Selfish.
Listen.
The goal is you.
That's
having the
selfish.
peace.
Listen. So that's
The
why.
peace you did not have.
Calm down
That's
now.
selfish.
Vasos, listen.
No,
that's why
it
I
could be
said.
good for you, it could be bad for you, but it's still
Hello.
selfish.
We're not a fight.
Hello, sir.
So here's the thing. Yeah. That's why I
guys.
asked her. I can't judge because I don't know how she's feeling. I've never been in that situation before, so I don't know. But to an extent, it feels like a selfish act. To an extent. Listen, this is not for you to throw your reason and.
I'm not throwing reason.
No, calm down.
You don't know
now,
how.
won't
You don't.
talk.
I don't know what I passed through.
Just
So
calm.
it's
Just
fine.
calm. Just calm.
Yeah.
So that's why I use the example of, don't you think taking your life is passing down a chain reaction?
Nah, doesn't
Because you might
ricochet.
think you are teaching the next person a lesson. What if I don't learn the lesson you want me to learn?
Exactly.
That's
What
why I
if-
gave the analysis of the
What if,
boyfriend
calm
and
down
girlfriend
now,
stuff.
what if that action even then breaks me as a person? I've ignored you as my friend. I haven't listened to you. Now you've died from, committing suicide. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, she told me about this thing several times. I didn't listen. I didn't understand. Now she's gone. What if that's because everyone feels, I feel like everybody reacts to different situations in a very
Differently,
different way.
yeah.
So what if that situation of you thinking you're teaching me a lesson actually then breaks me? Because we've heard of people, listen, I've heard of people that they've committed suicide and their brothers and their mothers have also followed the same train.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this person committed suicide today. 2 weeks later, the mother couldn't take it. She
Yeah.
kills herself.
Of course.
So that's why sometimes when you say, oh, it's not selfish, I'm trying to teach a lesson, there are better ways to teach a lesson.
I want to
But at the end of the day,
wait, sorry, let me.
At the end of the day,
can you give
it comes off as being selfish. Would I say it is selfish? No, I wouldn't.
It comes off as being selfish from whose perspective?
From people on the
Exactly.
outside.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, let me pass the totem.
Let me pass the totem. So wait,
Can you pass the totem in a second?
Here's the thing. I feel like I've been depressed before.
Yeah,
Actually, not once, not twice.
yeah, we've all been there.
Usually they happen. There's a cry for help thing that you do, but people don't really ever understand it. You let them know, they just tell you, oh, just do it, just get up, just do it. But almost, it's just hard. When you get to that point where you want to commit suicide, it starts from depression.
Yeah.
It starts from you mentally breaking down and just thinking, you know what? To yourself, you think you're not being selfish, let's be honest. Because what you're looking for is peace.
Yeah.
What you're looking for is that noise in your head to stop.
Yes.
So don't really see it as I'm trying to teach a lesson. I feel like it's a wrong.
No, it's not about that. That's how.
Because at the end of the day, we don't take mental illness,
health seriously.
We don't take mental health seriously.
In this, we don't take humans seriously.
I know how many times I've been like, even when I was younger, I was depressed. I was in school, and I couldn't concentrate in school, and it's not because say I be olodo, but I didn't feel like reading. I didn't feel like going to class. I didn't feel like learning.
You didn't feel like
everything
it was
that had to do with me having to do something,
just
anything. Waking up in the morning and doing anything, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But everybody around me didn't understand how I felt. They were like, just wake up and do it. Just get up.
Kill up and bet.
Just kill up.
Are you the first?
You do it. Everybody is suffering. Everybody like in Nigeria, just get up but they don't know how you feel. And every day I wake up and they're like, oh, Gbemi, you're so calm. I'm like, no, I'm not. My head wants to explode.
I need help.
Because I wake up and I'm telling myself, why can't I? Like I pick up a book and I understand what is in the book. But tell me to read that book. I'm just like,
no.
There's zero motivation to do it. So for me, that's a lower level of depression. But for some people, it starts that way. And it builds to that point where you want to actually take your life. Do I think it is selfish? No. Because it is a sickness.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I can't call it selfish.
Yeah. But
from
it's
an
ignorant.
outsider's perspective, it looks selfish.
It's from an uninformed and ignorant perspective
that
makes it
uninformed.
Of you to say that it's selfish. That's ignorant.
No. The word uninformed is too polite. It's ignorant.
Okay. If we want to look at definition of selfish, you're thinking of yourself, not the other person.
You put yourself in higher esteem than that other person.
I think that many of us in Nigeria, or maybe Lagos, have actually
in Nigeria. The fact that you are in Nigeria, you have some sort of mental issue that you need assistance with.
So I think that a lot of people in Nigeria has had that near suicide or attempted suicide experience.
And that's why I said that statistics are wrong.
So, I mean, I didn't go to the length of taking. Mine was just drug overdose.
Wow, yeah.
So you're mine now.
Really, yeah.
Oh, I've been trying to read my intestine. I'm trying to keep my heart.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
Everything that
I'm
can
not trying
to
compare.
So now Suicide Pro Max.
I'm not trying to
get out of
compare.
here.
But why I would say that it was a bit selfish is because at that point, like I think it was Hart who said that you want peace. Like this, I remember telling my mom at some point, like there's so much noise in my head, and my mom was like, "That was nice. And I'm like,
wow.
At that point, do you get it? But then they don't come back to realize that if I die,
but I don't.
I have not fulfilled my destiny.
Says who?
You haven't.
Says who? Because you took your life. God did not take you.
No. See, you keep calling God, and once again, I believe in God.
So
I am Christian
wait,
and whatnot and whatnot.
Wait,
but
guys,
it's
wait,
the fact that
the fact that you affected me even till date.
Let's finish. Finish.
It's one of the things that affected me till date, and that's why till date I still talk to myself. Like I catch myself and I'm like,
you talk nobody has seen me. So even if I'm on the road and somebody is close to me, I'm just gonna turn into a song. Like you cannot catch me just. If you're coming close to me, I turn into a song, whether the song is real or imaginary, whatever. But then, you know, you come to a point. I used to journal a lot as a kid because I had this low self-esteem, and I didn't have a lot of friends. So I thought I didn't have a lot of friends. So I used to write. And then, for me, it helped me because I know that I have an imaginary friend. So I journal. Oh, this is what happened. This is what this person did. This is how this person made me feel. The person or the people I thought didn't understand them, I realized that maybe there are other ways I can make them understand. And if they don't understand, it's fine. If they don't understand, it's fine.
Somebody that
I need to find my own happiness.
Die.
So if being selfish can be used for something positive, instead of me dying, how about, I'm a Christian, so I like to, you know, put my own, a lot of things in God's will. And I say, God said he created me for signs and wonders. Is the wonder now that, last, what's the wonder there? Do you understand? So at the end of the day, you'll realize that whether we like it or not, it's a bit self-centered because you're thinking of myself. So use that selfishness.
Once again, he literally just said he felt like he was doing the world a favor. You don't understand that. That is what I'm saying. It is beyond. It's a thing that happens in your mind. You cannot control your mind.
Why I'm saying this thing is not selfish. If you want to get rich, if you want to get wealthy, who do you think of?
Exactly. Sorry, may I, Madam?
I think of myself.
Exactly.
So selfishness is not necessarily a bad
That's what
thing.
I'm saying, that you can be selfish.
Selfishness doesn't mean it's bad.
Guys.
Hi,
sorry.
He's with the mantle. He's
Hi.
with the mantle.
Sorry.
Okay.
Let her finish. So, I'm going to come at this by answering a few questions. All right? And this is from everybody's statements, right?
Okay.
First off, let me answer your question first. Do you feel like it's selfish? I'll come at it with a different angle, all right? From the moment it started to the moment you want to take your life, the people you're usually thinking about before you want to take your life and find that peace are usually the people who surround you.
Yeah.
You're always thinking, how is what I'm going to do affect them first? How is if I do this, what will they do? If I do this, what will they do? This is what continuously builds that anxiety until at a point in time you're like, I can't keep this going on in my head anymore.
There are two types of anxiety.
I know, no. That's what I'm saying. It first starts off as, if I end what I'm going through right now, how's it going to affect them? And it keeps you prolonging it until a point in time you're like, I can't keep trying to please them. I need peace.
Yeah.
That's what builds it to that point.
I'm sorry.
I'll get to you. I'm going to get there in a sec. See, here's the thing, right? Each person here, amongst all 7 of us, have had different touches or experiences with what leads to suicide, right? Everyone having different aspects of it, different reactions and different ways of handling it, right? For some, for example, Coco, or it's gone extreme, right? For some, it's been a way of looking for alternative methods to calming themselves down from it. I will say my method of doing it, honestly, was to write about it. And I made a song about it, expressing exactly how it felt at that exact moment in time for myself, right? It wasn't, now, to everybody else who was around me, I was thinking, oh, Lad just wrote a song that he felt people would relate to, right? It wasn't really that. The reason why I wrote, the time I remember, and this is how I remember it, I couldn't sleep. And it's not even then. I still do not sleep till now. I have max, give or take, 3 hours of sleep a day. Right?
That's not healthy,
I
bro.
can relate to that.
Do you not see how, like, all I'm seeing or saying is that everybody seems to need assistance.
So no, here's the thing. Your
perspective
psyche is different. It's always
you need help.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying. I'm not denying that.
Let him finish.
I'm not denying that. Don't get it wrong. I'm not denying that. But here's the thing, right? For me, right? For me, first. The thing is, I've gone through both. I've gone the spectrum both ways. At a point in time, I could not do without sleeping. I would I was so unmotivated to do nothing.
Yeah.
Have
I can relate to
have
that.
you-
I have gone.
I've slept in my bed for 4 straight months.
No, I have gone to therapy.
Without
Do not
going
get
out
it
of
wrong.
my house.
I have gone to therapy. But
2020.
here's the thing. I did psychology as a subject, right? Meaning, going to a therapist, I knew what they would ask me, what they were trying to get at, how they were trying to get at it, and I knew how to counter it because I did not feel like they could handle it. And in all honesty, I did try. Don't get it wrong. I did give my therapist a chance, a lot of chances. I opened up. Do you know what she did? She took the African mother route.
Is this not what I literally been saying since? Sometimes, once again, sometimes.
Oh, no, not that. Oh, no.
Which
That
is
wasn't
why
what that
you
wasn't what she said.
literally
No,
want
what she
to
said. No,
exit
that wasn't what she said.
and
No.
say, oh,
What she
let
did
me
tell me.
assist you people with peace. Because sometimes even people's reflection of the way that people
They're
feel
going
like
through it is-
that they are showing you
Exactly.
love.
They
It's just
want
that's how
peace.
you've brought up the issue of
No.
God. God is important. God is relevant.
no,
God
Sasa, no, or-
is the
you know,
organ at
Irede.
the top of everybody's
Irede.
situation. However, God has given people the sense, like He has
Irede.
given
That's
us
the thing. So,
medicine. No, not even choice.
But you
He's
see,
giving
Irede,
you
that's the
medicine
thing. That's
so
for a
that you can go
Christian.
and seek
But that's the thing.
assistance.
This
Once
is
you
for
are using
Christians.
God, you also
What about
use
atheists?
medicine.
Irede.
But exactly,
So,
like where
Irede,
do you put
here's what I'm saying. Look,
all those many other
wait,
people?
I'm agnostic. All right? And now, for someone who's known me since we were kids, I grew up in a Christian home, right? And I grew up in a Christian home, right? I grew up with the whole idea of you have to go to church, believe in the word, be of the word. But I'm agnostic. And being agnostic, meaning I know there's
He knows there's a superior power,
I'm
but like
not-
he's
I
not
chose not
Jesus
to
will
care.
allow me.
So for me, being agnostic was a personal choice, right? It didn't come because my folks are this and I just want to. No, it came from the fact that I cried out so many times over the years, right? Everyone's response was go to church, read your Bible, pray. Here's the weirdest thing, right?
Telling me about
No,
God.
so here's the weirdest
I'm
thing,
thinking
right?
about my
Coming
money.
to you, right? You said you've had depression, it's been in and out. For me, I will not lie to you. This is one of the weirdest things. This is one of the things I have not even told my best friend, and she knows me.
And she's a girl.
Bestie.
My bestie is here. She knows me.
She's here.
This is one thing she's not. This is one thing she doesn't know.
Continue.
Right? I've been depressed for the last since about 2008 till now. I've dealt with it by suppressing it a lot of times. How? I created multiple facades, multiple personalities to help cope with certain
You're not
situations.
crazy, more crazy.
So, you do not understand. But here's the thing, right? One of the ways in which I know I have my multiple personalities is at a point in time, and this is coming to you as well, I do talk to myself. I don't care.
I do too.
But the thing is, you try and mask it by singing.
If you talk to yourself, you have to raise up your hand.
I'm an actor. I do that
Can
all
I
the
raise
time.
my legs?
Mine is not an issue.
I
Actors
So
do that
I
all the
will
time.
What
Depression
is
can
it?
be controlled.
It can't. No,
Anxiety.
depression can be controlled.
No.
That is
But it
true.
grows
So
from...
first of all,
It
first of
starts
all,
from depression.
first of all,
It's built
it is
to an
not.
anxiety
It is
disorder.
not. And this is a thing that happens in Nigeria a lot. It is not Sofa Olympics. Oh, my own situation is worse than
No,
yours.
so it's
Yeah.
not that.
And your own.
Everybody's
Yeah.
how we
It's
affect
yeah.
you is
So
different.
It's a
exactly.
relation. No, it's
Yes,
no. But
Yes,
the thing
no,
is,
You
like,
can
that's
be rich
it. That's
and still be
it.
depressed.
no,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
no,
So
so
it's
that's
not
the thing.
fair.
So that's what I'm saying. So
Are.
for me, I found multiple methods of trying to reach out,
Yeah.
of trying to scream out how hurt I was, how dark it felt, how I could smile in front of everybody's eyes and make everyone around me happy. But deep down, I literally did not feel that. I did not feel what I was giving. I found multiple methods of doing it. And you want to know what happened? Every time someone found it, right? All they kept thinking is, oh yeah, writing again. Oh yeah, doing this again. And I thought to myself, it's obvious you don't understand this. Then I had a friend who became depressed, right? This friend was depressed. I was depressed. But in my moments of depression, I would try to help them.
Yeah, shared trauma.
And you want to know, and you know what happened? This person got better. But then the moment I told the person that I'm happy you're better, at least one of us is there. As a way of screaming my own way out. The person said, what do you mean? You are always smiling. Do you understand how hurt I felt? But you know what I realized? It's a Nigerian thing. Last, you have your own wahala. You have your own quanta to sort out.
Which is why
Until
I
you
said,
sort out your quanta,
in the first
you cannot
place,
understand my
all
own.
of us that are here,
have all
that
had
you are
it.
Nigerian.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So I'm just going to conclude.
Doctor in the house.
By basically saying, I understand all your points, yeah, and where you're coming from. But here's the thing, at the end of the day, we're all humans. The truth is, if you're not in a situation, you might not be able to relate with it. Yeah. So here comes the part where you say, okay, selfish or not. For those who...
leave her. Leave her.
Don't mind that boy.
She has what she likes.
Make it more casual.
Okay,
leave her alone.
Okay, guys, don't distract me, guys. Yeah. So here's the thing. For those who are experiencing it, do you understand what they're saying? For we that haven't experienced this, we've never experienced it, we might never be able to relate. That's the truth. That's right. It's like somebody having, let me bring you down now. You're having malaria, yeah? And you're shivering. You are cold, but this place is hot. All of us here are hot. We cannot relate to the person who is feeling cold. That's because we are not having malaria. Do you know what? Do you understand?
Another nice thing is like period cramps. Because not all girls can relate to it.
Not all girls can relate to
definitely men
cannot relate to it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So it's not in our place to say, okay, yes, it is selfish. It's not selfish. We can only tell you what we think. But at the end of the day, let's not mix things up. There's something called normalcy, normal physiology. There's something called a problem, mental health issues, pathology. Do you understand? So if somebody says, I have anxiety, it's okay. But when somebody says, I have anxiety disorder, there's already a disorder there.
Mental health issues.
Don't ever think you telling your friend about it will make the person understand you. Don't blame the person. If she says, let her die, she cannot understand where you're coming from. But she has never had that disorder before. She's talking like a normal human being. She's
envying you still.
You get me? So here's the thing. When people have that disorder, let's know that they had it from probably childhood. And at the end of the day, you can't blame your mom too. Have you ever sat down to ask her if she actually has that disorder too? At the end of the day, it's always hereditary.
It's hereditary.
Mental health issues because you are her daughter. But if you find out, if you realize she
and the
probably
things
has
that she
it
did
too.
to you were the things
because
that
it is not normal for. I'm so sorry to say, but of course it's not normal for a mother to do that to her child. You know, pepper in the name of discipline and beating you like that. It is not. But they do it. No, we think it's African. The truth is, it is not African.
I agree.
It is an abnormality that we just thought it was normal because we are not exposed to mental health facilities and psychologists. It's not our lifestyle here, but that does not mean we cannot change it. We are getting more exposed, of course, by the year, so it's left to us to do better. Let people be more aware about mental health disorders. It's not until when you are weary, like you before they say you're schizophrenic. Even all these things are part of schizophrenia. They're just schizophrenia is madness, but they're just milder.
It's not madness. Don't say it like that.
No. Really, that's because we think madness is that. Madness is not until you take off your clothes. It's schizophrenia. It's not from depression.
I'm telling you, the use of the word madness in the that is already like stigma.
Extreme case schizophrenia.
It's not the stigma. Me, I'm coming from the medical part now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you don't medically say, oh, you are. I'm sorry, sir.
Are you a medical
your sister is mad.
Okay, let me round up.
She said schizophrenia.
Let me round up. Let me conclude.
Yes, no, but that's then problematic because
Let her conclude, Joe.
So, in conclusion, as I was saying,
I'm not saying anything.
So all these mild things you're talking about, starting from acute sadness, chronic sadness. Depression doesn't just happen like that. Yeah. So if you think suicide just comes from depression, no. It stems from you being constantly sad about something, you having low self-esteem.
Nigeria!
I know we're laughing and we're joking about it, but it's some serious shit.
Do you know it also stems from having a weak mind? Yeah. Because not everybody who commits suicide has that mental disorder. Some people are just weak-hearted.
It's not about weak mindset.
I suffered a breakup that I thought, okay, I was supposed to get married to this person, and 2 months later, he's engaged to somebody else. Somebody else would have killed herself. That's weak mind. That doesn't mean the person has a mental disorder or she had depression or
but you know that
anxiety.
Itself is sufficient enough to
it is sufficient, but how strong can you be to overcome it? I overcame it. Another person can. She doesn't have to kill herself because of it. But for those who are suffering that disorder now, what can we do to help them?
You can get through this instead of killing yourself because it's not that easy. That's what I say to myself, and that's why I am alive today.
Just awareness, take your meds, see a psychologist. You don't have to speak to your family members, they're not psychologists. They will never understand
your pastor, leave God alone.
Leave pastor will help you, psychologist.
Go to doctor.
My
go and see your therapist.
Something. He said
A good therapist.
Yes.
How would you know?
Like that's
a good
how
one.
would
You know,
he said, Coco, remember, you can kill a person. And when you kill a person, you end up in jail or they eventually kill you.
Wow, that's not a good therapist.
Is that okay? Like that, you're supposed to report that, but
okay.
they are bots.
Please, can we end this
for these
session?
things.
Because I'm about to cry, right?
Oh, no, don't cry, babe. So at the end of the day, just, you know what, if so far you know you don't suffer that disorder, just know that you are strong, you are beautiful. It's not about what any other person thinks about you, it's about how you see yourself. Groom yourself to have a good self-esteem, build your self-esteem.
I think
that
is still counterproductive. There are people who have
not.
strong,
you don't have to believe what somebody else says about you or how somebody
You
sees
have your
you.
parts.
You don't. So we can do better as people. Ask people who are overly happy, people who are overly quiet. Ask them about how they're actually feeling.